Welcome back to this week's YouTube Live and the podcast. My name is RD. Welcome to the Waterfowl Den. We got our buddy Jay on. So welcome back, Jay. So we're more than a little bit halfway past halfway season of turkey season for probably both of us. The season is coming to an end. Sadly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have postpartum turkey syndrome.
Yeah, I got to wave this every chance I get.
I'm looking at the different camera. I can't see it. I don't know what you're waving. I have not got a bird this year. Well, I mean, I have. I got the one in Texas, but I mean that was. I guess that was a guided hunt. So I mean, I guess that's different. But I haven't got one in my own home state yet. But I did put my buddy on a nice one though, which he almost lost the opportunity to shoot that bird. I almost shot that bird out from under him. He had about 5 nanoseconds. But you successfully got one this year.
Yeah. It was about 10 or 12 years there. I didn't kill one because my youngest was hunting. My youngest and my brother-in-law, I didn't get to pull the trigger, but pulling the trigger is the easy part of it.
I was pretty stoked to call, be there, put him on a bird and call one in the week before. So in theory, hopefully there's 2 birds still out there, but
oh yeah.
But as we were talking earlier, I think the full moon, I think the weather, the temperature just cannot make its mind up what it's going to do. We had
Wasn't made its mind up to do what it's doing here.
Yeah, I mean it was cold and then it's hot and then it's really hot and then it's really really cold and I don't know. And we hadn't had hardly any rain, so
no, we hadn't either.
People always talking about when it's windy and rain, go to the fields, they're gonna be eating bugs. Hey, our fields look like deserts.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is some rain nearby, especially for both of us. Like I said, some of our town last night got some rain. We must have didn't be what they always say. You must not be paying the preacher too good because we didn't get none last night.
We got a little bit this afternoon, but it was a little bit. But we're supposed to get some tomorrow, so hopefully.
Let's see. I think I can. Yeah. So looking at it here, it ain't too far out of you. Good part of Georgia's getting some nice weather, especially around Atlanta, and then towards Columbia. But I've been watching a little bit earlier today, over here in the panhandle of Texas, and then Lovett. There was a bunch of storm chasers out that way today. They didn't think that they were going to hardly see any tornadoes today, but there's definitely some pretty rough storms going on, especially up here. And I think that is Topeka. Yeah. But I don't know if that's going to be, up in Kansas. Yeah, they got a bunch of warnings, but from what I'm seeing, I don't see a whole lot of tornado warnings. But hey, there's a lot of places need some rain, so I'm glad that some of that is getting some rain. A lot of flash flood warnings. I mean, flash flood everywhere. Which flash flood ain't what you want either. You want it to soak in because I didn't mean to remove you. There you go. You're back. I removed the wrong one. This past weekend we set up and got our garden 50% done. I'm gonna say 50% done. Jay, let me tell you, my wife, you probably seen some of the videos of the garden and stuff. The next video you need to watch of the garden. I hadn't even put it together yet, so it's not even that far. I have the videos recorded. I just haven't put it together. The next one, you're going to 100% feel sorry for me.
Your garden's a
Jay, she done bumped her head this year. This year she planted. Um, so I'm recording this video, and we're over her raised beds to start with, and I'm talking to her about her vegetables and garden. She has 100 beets in one garden section. 100 beets. What the hell are you gonna do with 100 beets? So then we go down to the greenhouse. She's got 120 tomato plants.
good gracious.
And then we open the door. There's probably another 100 peppers in there. So then we get to this weekend where I was up till you're going to see where I lose my mind. So she bought this fabric. Is more plastic than it is cottonish mesh. It's plastic. And you roll it out so there ain't no grass gonna grow through it. It's pretty much the same plastic that big, I guess farmers use. So there were pre-made holes in them. So I thought she ordered 2 of the same rolls because I hadn't opened them. So she was saying we need to make the garden completely flat and just roll these out. And I'm like, that just don't make no sense. We have been making hills with the tractor for the past years, and that's what holds the moisture in. I'm like, I'm going to make 2 hills. We're going to roll it out, and then we'll roll the rest of it out flat. And we'll just see which one does better. So that's what I did. I made 2 mounds, and then I roll out the first one. And once I roll them out, I'm like, these holes are a foot apart. That is 100 tomato plants on one row. She's like, yeah, I might have should have looked at the specs a little different. I'm like, yeah, but it's gonna be okay. So what?
Probably for strawberries, ain't it?
Yes, I would think so. But you can order them with different hole configurations, which ain't bad. Like I said, she's got 120 already grew, like a foot tomato. Like, I mean, they're ready to go on the ground, like legit ready to go. So we get the other rollout, which was supposed to be for the beans. I opened the box and take the thing out, and I looked at her and I said, "What in the world?" It was 5 rows of 100.
Ooh.
So we rolled it out, and I'm like, we have 3 old tractors and then my bigger tractor. I'm like, I got 4 tractors, and I can't use any of these because now these are all going to be hand planted. We planted 500 beans.
Ooh.
We planted green beans. We planted black eyes, and I don't even know what the other one was.
The deer's gonna look.
No, I'm gonna have to get the electric fence up before them things grow up. Yeah, but that was just 2 rows. The tomatoes and now the beans. And I'm like, this ain't even half the garden that we normally do. So we rolled out another roll of that 500, and I planted wildflowers in them. And then she's going to use 1 row for them 100 peppers. We either going to have one of the best gardens we have ever had in our entire life, or it's going to be a disaster all the way around. I don't know what we're going to have. But I helped her plant them beans. And all she done was sit on her butt and then slid down. And I just worked on my knees all the way down doing 3 rows at a time. And it really didn't take that long because the dirt was super, super soft because I already dished it up before I rolled it out. So I mean it was soft dirt. Basically all you had to do was just poke the bean down in it anyway. But it was nice not even getting dirty. Like my pants wasn't dirty. I mean it was just plastic. So
Yeah.
we shall see.
Yeah.
Supposedly you can use this material, 2-3 years. Whoever she watches, they don't even roll it up. They just cut it, blow it off, and then replant next year. But I feel that it's hard to believe that you wouldn't want to till up the dirt up under. That's just my opinion.
What I'm getting out of that is we're not going fishing this summer.
We going fishing. I'm already in the boat. Where your boat at?
I ain't got one. Mine's down there next to the pond. So,
boy, this boat right here's got more holes in it than the front end of this thing missing.
We might not want to
go. All we need is 2 screen doors and some Flex Seal, and we can make this thing float again. I got the front. I got the front over there. It's on the wall. I was thinking earlier, I'm like, I need to do a video of my setup here. Like nobody really knows like my setup. Like how it actually configures, how it's worked, what the room looks like. So after hunting season, I'm going to do a video of how all this works because it is kind of complex. I am trying to work on getting a third monitor so that when the camera changes, I know which camera I'm looking at. So I don't be like looking at this one over there and it's not on. It's fancy.
You talking about cameras and stuff. Me and a couple of guys at work was looking at I don't know how new they are to the market, and I'm not going to say the name of it yet. We've come across a camera that we're really considering about taking to Arkansas and leaving it next year.
Uh-huh.
I'll talk to you about it later on, but I mean, I don't want to give out name brands and all that stuff.
But, hey, they got a 360-degree camera now.
That's on the same playing field that this one's on.
I mean, that is crazy, man. Just in a couple of years, for one, we got now cameras that got cell cards in them, and they do 360 degrees. Dude, one of my buddies sent me one the other day from his turkey out in the field. I mean, it's like really good technology these days. The downside is the battery power. Like, they're battery operated, so you need to get like solar panels.
Here's the deal with this one. This one doesn't. It's got a leave-in lithium-ion battery that is completely solar powered.
Really? Yeah, but on top of that, the lithium batteries have came so far. Like I got a battery over here in the floor. I mean, it's almost the size of a motorcycle battery, if not a little bit bigger. Dude, I think a toddler could pick it up and throw it across the room. I mean, they're just so super, super light now.
A lot of people run them in boats now, and I think the ones that you got in your boats, I don't think they're but like 15 pounds.
Yeah, but I don't think that and this could be old stuff too. I don't know if you can run a lithium as a cranking battery though.
I know there's something you can't do with them in a boat. I can't remember what it is. But
and that could be, we got older boats. Some of these new supercharged Verdados, or however you say them, supercharged Mercuries, They can. I don't know. I mean, ours. I know my boat don't have an alternator, and you got an older boat. Yours don't have an alternator either. They got stators. Hey, these new ones, they something else.
My 15 horsepower Suzuki and my 30 horsepower Johnson probably wouldn't act right on them, but these newer boats.
Probably so. I mean, hey, they. I think they probably got alternators on them. I don't know what them new ones have. Probably. I mean, they would have to have some kind of fast charging because these new boats are fuel injected. So, our boats pretty much the main pull of the power is when the starter starts, and it ain't a whole lot of battery draw. The stator pretty much keeps everything going. These new motors.
A little Suzuki that I got, it's fuel injection, but now my Johnson isn't. It's carbureted.
Really, the other one was fuel injection. That's pretty nice.
That one that we took to the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2-stroke or 4-stroke?
Now the Johnson, the 30 horsepower Johnson is 2-stroke, but the 4-stroke.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy how far along some of these motors are. And they're doing away with the gator tails and stuff and going to these yeah, that's just having a regular fashion motor up top with a power head on top of a surface drive, and they're running it like water cooled. I mean, I don't know. That's gonna have to take a little bit of time to play out.
Big companies that doing that is up there at the lake where we were hunting this year. It wasn't but about probably 15 miles from where their company's at, but they're one of the big ones that's doing the like you say, the power head with the jet motor, the jet boat bottom end and the power head top end.
Yeah, that's some. I don't know,
but they go in some crazy places with them.
So I looked up some statistics for turkeys. That turkey that I got my buddy on the other day was 21.8 pounds. So what do you think the largest turkey ever recorded and it was a wild turkey. What do you think it weighed?
What kind was it first?
It doesn't say. It just says the largest turkey ever recorded was a wild turkey that weighed how much?
I would have to guess over 30 pounds.
37.5 pounds. That's a big old turkey.
Biggest one that I've ever known anybody kill. Well, I didn't kill it, but the biggest one of anybody that I knew killed an Eastern was, now this is in Georgia now, but was 23 or 24 pounds. And now around here, that's a monster.
It says they're averaging between 10 to 25 pounds.
Yeah.
How fast can a turkey run?
Oh, I don't know. I've been scared.
20 to 25 miles per hour on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. I can.
How fast do you think they can fly?
Well, they ain't a wood duck, but
thank God.
I don't think they really fly all that fast.
So they're capable of short burst speeds up to 55 miles per hour. Now I'm wondering if that's like downhill. That'd be pretty hard to fly flat at 55 miles per hour. But how many times if you went down the road and you see a duck or riding down the river and the birds just flying right beside you? I mean, that's what we need. We need to start crossbreeding these turkeys with some wood duck and teal. Maybe I could be able to hit the darn things. Could you imagine if we were waterfowl hunting? Which, I mean, I got a swan here, but I mean that's only one. But could you imagine if we were hunting birds like waterfowl season that was size of a turkey?
Well, that the one that you killed in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's that swan.
He was that big, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I mean that we only got one for the whole season. Could you imagine if you could get 6 a day?
That would be crazy.
It would be crazy. That would almost probably be back about the days of the dinosaurs.
I wish we had that many.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I wish we had swans we could hunt too.
I wish we had something other than just wood ducks we could hunt too.
Well, that's also a stab in the dark, yeah.
Yeah.
So how in the wild turkeys can live up to how many years on average? Which I thought this number was higher than I gave it.
It's higher than what you thought.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5.
10 years. I was thinking 3 to 5 also. It says they can live up to 10 years.
I was thinking 5 or 6. And the reason I say that is not because of hunting pressure, but because of predators.
Yeah. That's what it says. It said, but most of them don't live past the first year due to predators.
Yeah.
In captivity, meaning like a farm raised turkey, they can reach up to ages of 15 to 20 years old.
Ooh, that would be a tough one to have to eat.
It would have to be boiled.
I would think so. I would think it'd be tough.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it'd be tough. You know, them old chickens, man, they tough too. They get old like that. The oldest wild turkey ever recorded was a 16-year-old female. That's pretty crazy.
I bet she was.
I guarantee that probably wouldn't be good. I mean, you would probably have to definitely boil it.
You think about this too. She was 16 years old. Think about how many clutches she had.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
That's
how
crazy.
Many predators she done ran away from? Yeah, that's crazy.
That's pretty old.
So I got some other. Go ahead.
But I kind of got a feeling that probably wasn't an Eastern, and I would most definitely think it probably wasn't an Eastern in Georgia.
Probably no. It would be interesting to know where that was. So on this date, hunting and gun related, on this date, April the 23rd, 1861, was the earliest the Battle of Fort Sumter. So that was they were using musket balls and smoothbore muskets. So that started the shift of the firearm technology began in the 20th century with the Springfield Model 1861, a rifle musket. You know that was some real men back there for sure. I mean,
definitely.
Man, there's a couple of videos on YouTube. A guy who is trying to shoot a turkey with black powder gun, and I mean he's got his flint, keeping it dry, like the moisture. I mean it was a unbelievable hunt, and he's packing it with bismuth, and like there's no sights on this gun. I mean it's just
I think I know who you're talking about.
I mean it was a crazy YouTube video, and he eventually gets it. One shot, he was done. He couldn't repack it out in the field.
Yeah,
I would love to do that, but like we don't have enough turkeys around here for me to take that kind of stupid chance. You know, these guys out there shooting them with a crossbows and bow and arrow. Hey, I just want to see one. Hey, at this point, I think I'd take a daggone remote control turkey running across the field.
I dedicated a full season it was in the early 2000s. I can't really remember what year it was, but it was in the early 2000s. And I dedicated 1 year that I was going to kill one with a bow back when I still used to shoot a bow. I don't shoot one anymore, but I used to shoot a lot. And I dedicated one season. I meant I was going to kill one with a bow. And I went that in season and never killed one.
I could believe it.
I could have killed several turkeys with a gun, but just could not make it happen with a bow. I couldn't do it.
There was one guy I was watching on YouTube. He was pulled back on a turkey, ready to drop the bow, and he was hunting on public land. Somebody over here shoots, the turkey moves, and he calls again, and he grabs a shotgun and shoots him. He's like, I wanted to take that with a bow, but I wasn't letting that turkey leave. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you there. Don't blame me. So on this day in 1997, the launch of the Glock 26, which some people call the baby Glock. So today in 1997, the Glock 26 was released.
Yep.
And up till maybe 3 weeks ago when I went to the gathering, which was put on by Palmetto State Armory, that was the first time I ever shot a Glock.
Really?
Yeah, I've never shot a Glock up to about 3 weeks ago. And I edited that video, and I can't remember if it comes out this weekend or next weekend. But the video is edited and put together. It was in Clinton, South Carolina, at Clinton Plantation, Palmetto State Armory. It's called The Gathering, and they had so many vendors out there. Like every vendor that probably made a pistol, a AR-15 style, a silencer, anything fully auto. I already uploaded it, and YouTube already demonetized the money on it. It ain't even released yet, and YouTube already demonetized the money on it because it picked up and said in the thing, because I mark all my videos as, you know, there's guns in them and stuff, because I don't want to get my whole channel banned. So I'll go ahead and pre-mark mine. But it said, due to AI, intelligent background stuff, we determined that blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, because it's got fully auto silencers on it. But, dude, I got media passes, and wow. I mean,
if there's ever a gun you want to shoot, or just to say you had shot one, that is go in the Southeast to go to.
Yeah. I can't remember which gun it was because I shot a bunch of them. But there was one of them. I think it was a 44, or maybe it was a 38 special. I mean, it was a pretty decent cartridge, caliber, whatever way you want to look at it. But it was in a lever action rifle, and I'm holding it. And the guy, my buddy, was recording it, and he was the guy who owned the booth was talking to my buddy, and he says, wait till he pulls the trigger. You're going to hear the firing pin. And when I pull the trigger in the video, you can hear the firing pin go click, ting, and then the bullet at the other end hits the steel plate. I'm like, man, it's crazy. And then we go to the other side, and they got 308s over there, fully silencer. And I mean, like, you didn't have to have earplugs. I mean, it was something else. I mean, I highly enjoyed it.
And they're really easy to get right now.
Yeah, they are. They say that the paperwork and the tax stamps easier right now.
2 days.
Yeah, it's just a $2,000 process though.
I know some 18 months to get one, and now you get.
Yeah. I would love to have one, but it's that money. The paperwork and the best way they say do it is get a lawyer to do it as a trust, put it in a trust, and it'd be great to have. I don't know. There's a whole lot of other things I could buy versus silencing it.
I don't really deer hunt no more, so I wouldn't need. I don't. I've got one rifle in there I haven't shot in 2 years. I don't really deer hunt that much anymore.
Well, it's almost the end of turkey season, and it's going to be a small break of no hunting, nothing. But I think this year I'm going to start my dove field a little bit earlier. I think I've been waiting till June. I think the first part of June to do my. Yeah, I think I'm going to bump it up to May and maybe see if we get some rain and maybe have a better dove, because that's what happens. It always comes up looking really good and then it just either burns up or dries up.
Yeah, usually first of May to the middle of May is usually about the hot spot for planting a bird field, and that way it gives it time to grow, mature, and dry out, so you can do something with it before opening day.
Yeah, I guess that's the next season we got to look forward to. But hey, dove season don't come around in September. Isn't it Labor Day?
Yeah, I ain't even gonna get to hunt it this year.
What, man? What's up with all this? You not being able to hunt, man? Am I gonna have to talk to your boss at work?
I don't think it's gonna do no good.
I mean, we're gonna have to start a petition, a GoFundMe, so you can retire early.
We've kind of already sat down and figured it out at work with outages that we're gonna have. We're either gonna get to hunt doves that year, or we're gonna get to hunt turkeys that year. But we're not getting to.
Probably take turkeys.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, welcome. Jeff coming in late tonight.
He might have been out the yard working too.
He might have. The sun's probably still up where he's at.
Yeah, probably.
I ain't near no window, so I think it's probably close to getting dark here.
It's getting dark outside now.
Yeah. Yeah, he still got an hour and a half of sunshine. We'll be in the bed an hour before he will, though.
That's true.
We'll have to be. We're gonna have to get up an hour early, so I don't know which one's a payoff.
I tell you what's always hard for me to get used to when we go to Tennessee or somewhere that's not in the Eastern time zone and we go shoot ducks.
Yeah.
And it gets dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't right. It ain't supposed to be dark this early.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get used to that.
Yeah, it does me too. And I always hate like when you're riding back and you're using the GPS, it'll say you'll be there in 7 hours, and you know that that's not true because you'll cross over that time zone. You still got 7 hours. And I'm like, man, why couldn't it calculate that?
That's exactly right.
But I guess that's the price I have to pay to go hunting.
Yeah, it is, but it's worth it.
I don't know. Some days. I know. I went Sunday before going to church, and I was like, man, I just hope to see a turkey Sunday morning. Didn't see nothing. Didn't hear nothing. I heard something that sounded like a gobble. It could have been a dog barking down the road, and I just turned it into a gobble. But yeah. So what?
Wishful thinking.
I'm gonna go. It was a gobble. It could have been a car backfiring 20 miles down the road, but it sounded like a gobble to me. And the day before that, I went to public land, and I'm sitting there, and 2 turkeys are gobbling. And I'm talking about gobbling their heads off. I'm talking about gobbling and gobbling and gobbling and gobbling. And I'm like, well, the one to the left is closer. I'm going to go cut that distance in half. I knew it was still on the tree. I'm going to go cut it in half. And this area that I'm at is super, super hilly. Like, it sounded close. I went over the hill, and the bird sounded like 2 miles down the road. I'm like, what the heck? I go back up the hill. Sounds like I'm close. And I'm going. I'm like, man, I ain't cutting down much on this bird. And I know it's still on the roost because I know it ain't moving. I get to this big old creek, and I'm like, I can't cross this creek. So I went back to my truck, drove around the WMA, get on that side where the turkey is. I get into the woods, and I'm listening. That joker was on private land. I said, dang it. I mean, it was so far on private land, I don't think you were going to call that bird into public. So then I went back to where I originally was, where the other turkey was, and there was a hunter between me and him. And I'm like, if I heard that bird, he had to hear it too. And I didn't want to mess it up for both of us. I didn't want to go in and spook the bird. And also it being game management, I didn't want to get shot neither. So it was just best to call it a day.
Yeah, I went and hunted public Friday morning and heard 4 birds Friday morning. And actually was kind of shocked. I had the whole place to myself, wasn't nobody else there. But I couldn't do nothing with them. But I kind of wonder if where I was at, somebody hadn't already been trying to call to them and kind of had them messed up. But it didn't. I had one bird that sounded like he got probably 150 yards from me, and I actually coming, and I waited another, I'm gonna say hour, 15 minutes, hour and a half, something like that, and I never heard anything outside of him. So I thought that, but it didn't work out. So
Jeff said they had a home invasion in their village Monday in the middle of the afternoon. He was like, what's up with this world we're living in? This world's on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't get it. I'm just glad to be in the state that I'm in. Georgia wouldn't be a bad state neither, but I'm not big fans of Georgia's governor, but I am glad to be in the South.
Yes.
I don't, there's, I go to many states cutting through and stuff, and there's like, you know what? I'm kind of glad where I live. Which I wouldn't mind having some hunting land somewhere though.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
I mean, the interest rates on land is just ridiculous at the moment.
Price on land is ridiculous too.
Well, that's true too, but I can't believe, man, just that I couldn't pay that kind of interest rates.
Yeah.
And I was looking at, public deer leases and stuff and year leases. Man, some of them places are ridiculous. There was one that was $10,000, and now granted it had like, I have a large amount of land, but I was like $10,000. I couldn't. Jeff says he misses the smell of pines. Jeff, I can promise you right now, you're not missing the smell of a pine tree. Give it another 4 weeks, then you can smell them again. It is so pollinish right now.
Because it's so dry.
Oh my gosh, some pine trees are in full bloom. Like they're so fragrant. Like I know that smell he's talking about, but oh man, you are not missing anything right now with this pollen. Like the other night, I went out to let the dogs out, and I took the flashlight and watching the dogs, and like the pollen that's blowing through the air is unreal. Like at nighttime, when you hold that flashlight up, it's kind of scary because if you were out there walking around in it, you're sucking that stuff back up in your nose.
Everything's yellow.
Everything's yellow. What ain't yellow is got mud on it with yellow on it. He said, "Now it's cow poo." Yeah, I imagine so. Jeff, y'all getting rain out there? I pulled it up earlier. I know Kansas was getting some rain. I know Kansas probably ain't too close, but it's closer to you than it is me.
A lot.
Only if I had Dorothy's red slippers, I might could get to Kansas faster.
I could get on a Delta and be there before daylight, but I couldn't drive it and get there before daylight.
No. That would be. He said a little bit, but we'll take what we can. Yeah. Man, yeah. Here to Dallas, here to Kansas is a haul. Let's see. I think you could do it.
Or something like that.
I don't know. I was thinking a little bit more than that.
Maybe.
Let's see. Let's see where Kansas City is. Kansas City is on the line. So, no, where's Kansas? I'm zooming out. Kansas City is right there on the Missouri line. That's not even the middle of the state. So let's see. I'm thinking I think you could do it in a day. Yeah, 16 hours. But you would also gain an hour going. But if you went to the middle of Kansas, where I think most of them storms were,
3 or 4 more.
Yeah, easily three or 4 more. Like Great Bend, Kansas. That definitely would add a little bit more to it. Yeah, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can get out there where Jeff is in a day. Maybe we'd have to start mighty early. We would have to start in the dark and end in the dark.
That's gonna have to be a trip.
Yeah, Jeff said he's 3.5 hours from Kansas City, so 16 plus 3. Yeah, we might could do sun up to sun down in the summertime. When the hours are longer. During waterfowl season, it would be dark to dark.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because that'd be 18, 19 hours. Shit, I'm too old to drive 18 hours. Yeah, because I drove from South Carolina to the Texas line in a day. And that was about all I wanted to do. I went from South Carolina to Shreveport, and that's about all I cared to drive.
Yeah, we went. We did Venice. We left Augusta at like, I want to say 1 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was because that link you'll have to stop and eat at least twice, if not more than that. Plus, I think it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we got there.
Yeah, from my house to Shreveport was 13 hours. Jeff says he has a 5-hour limit.
Yeah, that trip to Venice was once you go through New Orleans, there ain't nothing. I mean, it's 4-lane highway, well, to right before you get to Venice, but I mean, there's nothing. No stores, no houses, there ain't nothing.
That's how it was when I went to Texas. Anytime you saw a gas station or anytime you went to the bathroom, you filled up.
You better stop if you saw fuel somewhere.
You doggone right, because you never know.
Yep.
Where the next one might be, or especially if they got storms or whatever, it might not have no power.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm ready. This, like I said, I got one more morning of turkey hunting. I may talk them in at work and let me take a half a day, but I know that I have one more morning and probably 4 afternoon hunts, and that's going to be it for me this season. Sadly, I said it before. Turkey and waterfowl are neck and neck on which one I like more of. It is definitely a 51%, 49% of one. I think I like waterfowl a little bit more, only because during turkey season there's snakes.
I
So what?
I saw my first one Friday morning.
And you let it live?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw one coming down my driveway. I was just driving down the driveway and I looked to the left and it was a big old black snake. And he probably wasn't but 150 feet away from the chicken coop. So, I went ahead and told the wife, I was like, when you start getting the chicken eggs, you might want to start paying attention, because I'm sure as close as he was probably already smelt the chickens. But yeah, I don't like a snake, man. I really don't like killing black snakes, but man, I can't stand a snake.
Well, the only time I do something like that is if it's a rattlesnake or a moccasin. Anything else, I don't ever bother. But my wife is like you about a snake,
Yeah.
and she's had the whole time me and her have been together. If it ain't got in his mouth, it's a cobra.
Mm. Yeah, I don't. I just can't stand them, man. I ain't good enough to know which one is good and which one ain't bad, and it's just, I know which one is bad with a rattlesnake because he's got rattlers. I know which one is bad or good with a black snake because he's black. Well, you start getting in red over yellow, friend of foe, and nah, they all a foe. I don't want none of them.
Red and black, friend of Jack.
Yeah, nah, that ain't nothing. That I ain't playing around with none of that, man. I was trying to look up the name of it. I cannot think of.
What you talking about?
No, we went to the movies last night, and I can't even remember what the movie. It's the new Jesus movie. I can't remember what it is. It was right before Easter. It came out. It's a cartoon. Well, I guess it really ain't. I guess it ain't really. I guess it's more anime.
Yeah.
It's called The King of Kings. Man, it was a really good movie. Like, we watched it last night. It was really, really good. Oh, they did a real good job narrating that story. I think it would be definitely young kid approval.
Yeah.
They like when they whipping him and stuff, and like you didn't see it, you only like heard it. Like they even a small kid, it kind of let you know what was going on, but it didn't really do anything to scare the kids. So It was a great movie. So if you got some grandkids or something like that, it was a great movie. It's The King of Kings. Really enjoyed it. And I got up and had to go to the bathroom because we ate beforehand. And halfway through, I had to go to the bathroom. I come back. I mean, I already knew the whole story. But at the end, they were like showing bits and pieces of the movie that I already played. And they showed him getting baptized. And I looked at my wife and I said, wait a minute, I didn't see that. She was like, you went to the bathroom. I was like, man, I missed the one spot.
Yeah.
I just couldn't hold it anymore. But like we paid online, and then you had to come in, and they like when you come in the door at this movie theater, there was a sign that said redeem your online tickets here, and it was just a computer. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, there's no real people anymore. And you scan the barcode and it printed off a piece of paper. And the person working the concession stands that was sweeping the floor, I don't even think he looked at the ticket.
He probably did.
I mean, it almost looked like, that ain't my job today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, I don't think he wanted to be there. This week, Monday was our anniversary, 18 years. And I told the wife was like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. What do you want to do? You know how it is. You ask your wife, what do you want to do? And you never get an answer. It's almost like, what do you want to eat? You never get an answer. So I told her, I said, let's go ride the train, Amtrak. I said, let's go ride Amtrak up a couple cities. We get on to Charlotte because she had a doctor's appointment, so she already had the day off. I said, let's take our anniversary. After your doctor's appointment, we're already in Charlotte. Let's get on the train, take Amtrak up a couple of stops. We get off, have lunch, and then we get back on the train and come back. Oh my goodness. It was, I enjoyed it. Now my wife is, she was very uptight about it. It's like, we're going to be on a time restraint. And what if the train breaks down? I'm like, well, if the train breaks down, we're going to be in a big city. We just Uber back to Charlotte. I mean, like, we're surrounded by Uber drivers. But what if, I'm like, let's just do it. And she highly enjoyed it.
That's good. That sounds pretty cool. I ain't never been. I used to work for United States Railroad, but actually been on a passenger train.
Right.
The regular kind, but I've never been on a passenger train. That would be pretty neat, though.
It was really neat, and like, it stopped at our depot, and I said, all right, let's go. She's like, they haven't called for us. I said, let's go. Because I rode Amtrak to Washington before. I'm like, let's go. She's like, they haven't called for us yet. I said, if you don't get up, they're going to leave without us. They need to call us. I said, get up. We walked towards the door and we start going down. I'm like, is it okay for us to exit? He was like, we've been waiting on you the whole time, because he knew where we were going. I said, well, I was trying to tell her to come on, but she was waiting. Now that we got the kinks out of and she saw what it was, and going through the depots and stuff, I told her, I said, now that you know what to expect, I think we should get on one and go for a day, get off, and get a hotel, spend the night, and get back and come back the next day.
That'd be pretty neat.
Yeah. Joe said they had 2 Amtrak derailments in the past in Nebraska. Yeah, we're not telling her about that, Jeff. So Amtrak here, I'm just going to say here. I'm not going to say everywhere, because I'm not a trained person by any means. But even when I went to Washington, Amtrak shares the tracks with commercial trains. I think they rent the track, or they rent per usage. So they have, like, when you go in, it's a single track, and then you'll come up on a section that's double or triple, and a train will be stopped there, and they're waiting on the other one to pass. But like we went, that train was going pretty good. Now I ain't gonna lie. We went by one, and you're just looking out the window, looking at the trees, and we passed a train that was sitting still, and out the window that ain't about 3 foot, and you saw her go like this real quick. She wasn't ready. But the whole time I told her, I said, on the way up, whatever side of the train you want to sit on, when we come back, we're sitting on the other side so we can see, the opposite of what we already saw. So going up, we sit on the right side, which you wouldn't know. It really doesn't matter. But it was more woodsy. And the whole time she's looking, and I'm looking, and I'm like, I bet you there's a turkey down there. I bet you there's a turkey. I couldn't find a turkey nowhere. But man, there were like sewer lines and fresh green grass. And I'm like, I'm going to see a turkey here in a minute. I never did see a turkey. And then on the way back, we were sitting on the other side, and we saw nothing but buildings. It was mostly closer to like roads. But yeah, I want to do that. I think it'd be fun to, take out somewhere and, just go somewhere, and then wherever the depot is, you just get off and get a hotel. You could at least plan it out. It ain't like you can be like, hey, I'm just going to randomly get off this one and find a hotel. But
yeah,
I think it'd be good. Just I should have looked in the mirror. Now, that ain't a turkey, man. I'm bigger than a turkey.
That's the.
And then that train was running because it tells you the speeds on the map and stuff. It was running between 50 and 70 miles per hour, and I'm like, man, could you imagine what them bullet trains are?
Yeah,
they're moving really fast.
Yeah, look up. You ever get a chance? Look up. They're called magnet trains over in Europe, and just look at it. Look at the speeds that they run.
I'm thinking one of them trains went down to Atlanta. There was something in Georgia. Gainesville, Florida, Gainesville, Georgia. Let's see. Where's Gainesville, Georgia at?
Right-hand side of it. If you was looking at a map, it would be right over Atlanta. It would be between you and Atlanta.
So if right now, that's just today, if it left at 3:00 in the a.m., it would get out of Charlotte to Gainesville. If you left at 3 a.m., you would get there at 7:35. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like a 4-hour trip. I think it would be cool, man, because I totally enjoyed it when I went to Washington. I was going up there for that's when I was working for EMS. I was going to Washington for an EMS conference, and my boss was going too, and he was like, I'm flying. I'm like, you know what? I'm not paying for the tickets. I'm going to take a train. He's like, what? I'm like, it's going to be cheaper than an airplane. He's like, whatever, dude. And I took a train going and coming, and once you get out of the when you're going through the country, man, it is so pretty.
That's what I was going to ask you. What does it cost? Is it expensive or?
No, I think a round trip to Washington was like $300. Now we went Monday, and the two of us, and it was just, I think it was like a 40-minute there and 40-minute back. It was $36 for both of us, round trip.
Beat that.
Probably not. We probably would have spent at least $20 in gas. But I thought it was fun.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
So I pulled up the map here. I could leave Charlotte, and then it would go over to look like Gastonia down towards Greenville, and then Georgia, and then to Atlanta, and then you get over into Alabama, and then Birmingham. And I think that would be a really cool. Like if you started in Charlotte in the morning time, and then went down towards Alabama somewhere that had a nice, you could look at it because each stop has, the own where the depot is. You could see what hotel was around it, and then walking distance. I mean, I think that would be so cool to just ride it, get off, get something to eat for supper, and then spend the night and then come back the next day.
That'd be pretty neat.
I think that'd be pretty cheap too. I could tell you how much a ticket would be. Let's see. The internet's slow. My son must be streaming or playing video games downstairs. All right, start. We're gonna start in Charlotte. Let's see how much the tickets cost. Charlotte to Birmingham, which I would imagine that's a pretty decent little ride.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good haul.
Yeah, I would think so. Birmingham, Alabama. It's calculating the routes, which is only one. There's only one way to get there. All right, find fares. So 2 adults. We're gonna pick round trip. We're gonna depart tomorrow because I don't feel like calculating any weird times. It's finding the trains. So coach round trip for 2 people, $139. From Charlotte. From Charlotte. Yep. Charlotte to Birmingham and then back for 2 people.
Beat that.
No, you can't. Now they got over here private rooms, $845. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's pretty steep.
So the romantic package up to 2 adults, you got a restroom and a shower in your car.
There you go.
In the bedroom and the accessibility bedroom, they're already sold out. Both of them are sold out, which are for tomorrow, which I could probably understand that. But it says you would leave. I didn't pick no times, but it said you would leave Charlotte at 3 a.m. and you would arrive in Birmingham at 12:45 p.m. Now that is a whole day trip right there.
I would have figured it to be that long.
I don't know, man. That's like when you leave Charlotte, it goes. The time it gets up to speed, it's almost ready to slow back down and stop at a depot.
Yeah,
but there ain't that many depots on that trip though.
That's crazy though. $139. I mean,
Yeah, for 2 people round trip, that is not bad, man. I'm telling you.
Not at all.
And I'm sure they probably got different places where you can get packages too. Yeah, Birmingham might be a little bit too far away for a day trip. Well, I mean, I already said it would be a day and stop for night, but yeah, you wouldn't want to go at 12:45 p.m. would be in the lunchtime, yeah, because it rolls over at 12 o'clock. So that's not that bad. I wouldn't want to leave Charlotte at 3 o'clock in the morning though.
No.
That's for a fact.
Because you'd be riding for 3 hours before it ever got daylight.
Absolutely. Especially depends on when you do it, you know.
Yeah, if you could get one that left at like 6 in the morning and got there at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that would be a lot of stuff.
I think it would be pretty cool to see too, man.
It would be.
Don't be taking my ideas and telling your wife you're going on a train ride, on a romantic train ride.
You go for that or not? Plane, yeah. The train, I don't know.
You can go from Charlotte all the way to Los Angeles. I bet you that would take forever.
Probably.
I imagine it would be. I'm looking it up because I want to know now how long that would take.
I'm sure I'd want to have any reason to go out there.
I mean, I would like to see the Golden Gate Bridge. Now, there wouldn't be many things. I would like to go see. Was that Alcatraz? That's out in California?
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty interesting. I don't know why it calculated that funky looking. It calculated me going to Washington and then Chicago to Los Angeles.
Oh Lord.
I don't know how it calculated that.
That'd probably take a week.
Yeah, because it's got it going through Kansas, Missouri, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. Yeah, that was
trip.
It is taking its own sweet time to even calculate a trip for that. I guess because I didn't pick a date. That might have been why. I didn't pick a date. Jeff said he used to do the trip like that to fish, but now I have 3 dogs. Yeah. Man, the coaches is sold out from Charlotte to Los Angeles. I picked 2 days from now, and they're all sold out.
It does say how long.
It does. So 77 hours and 40 minutes. So if it's saying 77 hours, it's probably even longer than that.
It's probably 3.5 days.
Yeah. But it would be an awesome trip, though.
Probably would be.
It would probably be terrible food, though. Because them trains have like, I'm not gonna say cafeterias, but they have like vending machines, and some of them, like the one that I went to Washington, it had, a food gallery, but it was mostly like sandwiches and stuff. Man, I'd get tired of eating that.
Yeah.
And you would have to have breakfast and supper on that? Nah. So I changed the date from you would leave on April the 29th, which is a Tuesday, and you would get there on a Friday, May 2nd. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, 4 days. It technically says 4 days, but it's really just 3.5 because when you arrive, it's like really early in the morning. $313.
That wasn't coach though, right?
That is coach.
Really?
Yep. Coach is $313. A private room is $1,155.
Probably cheaper than a motel.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you looked at it that way, if you were going, it would be cheaper. I mean, you would, but could you imagine what that bed would sleep like? It would probably be one of them.
I can only imagine because I used to work on commercial trains, and I know how they ride. So yeah, I got a pretty good idea.
I think you would sleep good. I think the rocking and moving, I think you would sleep good.
It's possible.
It would be that plastic Big Lot special mattress.
Yeah.
Did they get rid of the big lots in your town? Ours shut down. I think most of the big lots shut down.
That was summer or fall of last year.
Yeah.
I think it was.
And I hate that too, man. I really like big lots. Really like big lots. Hey, we got a pool there, and it lasted three seasons. Just so he'd be seasick. But think though, Jeff, you said you wouldn't drive 5 hours. You could just ride on the train, get up, walk around.
That might not be too bad.
I don't know though. I one day I think would be okay. I'm telling you, I don't think I would want to do food train for 4 days.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I don't. I just don't foresee them having good. It'd be like airplane food.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you paid to get the luxury room, it would probably be in one of them gourmet trays that it looked like the food was made in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Or the hospital. You know them trays I'm talking about with the little cover on top? That's what it would look like. It would probably be like a hospital tray that they were saying that it was beef, but you just can't make heads or tails that that was beef or not.
Yeah.
Just that he gets motion sickness.
Well, he don't need to get on that train, and I can tell you that.
But all right, well, I see a couple more people jumped on school lunches. Hey, now some of my school lunches were pretty daggone good. Some of high school. Let's go there. Let's go high school. High school was pretty good lunches.
It was good with school lunches when I was in school with the chocolate milk.
Yeah. We had square pizzas.
Yeah.
And French fries. Every day.
We didn't have that every day.
At our high school, you had pizza every single day, French fries every single day, and then they would have some type of other meat that would be something different every day. But pizza and French fries was always on the menu. And the pizza was always square.
We didn't have it like that.
But that was in high school.
Yeah, it was better in high school.
Yeah. But well, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Maybe you can get in the woods at least one more time before the end of the season.
I would love to go one more time. Try to see if I could go one more time, but we've got ours don't go out to the 15th, so we got
ours is the 3rd.
Yeah.
And then we get one more youth day, I think the 10th, which I think that's the first. I don't recall South Carolina having a youth day at the end last year. Could be wrong.
Have it at the beginning.
Yeah, I know we always have one at the beginning because that's when I take my son, but I don't recall having one at the end. But hey, that's how it is. Jeff said he went to Harlan County High in Georgia for a year.
Harlan County?
Yeah.
I know where Harlan High School is at, but I don't know what Harlan County.
Yeah, it says I went to Harlan County High in Georgia for a year.
And I might need to look back at our regulations too, because ours might be the 5th and not the 15th. I might need to look at that.
Yeah, that would be a good idea to look at.
Now that I've said that, when you said the 3rd, that's what went through my mind was, is it the 5th or is it? So when I get to work tomorrow, I'm going to have to look it up.
The 3rd, I'm pretty sure. The 3rd for us, yeah, it's on a Saturday, so a 5th would be a Monday.
What's the 15th?
The 15th would be a Thursday.
I'm really going to have to look at it now. I'm really going to.
Jeff said that might be it, Jay. It might just be Harlem High.
That's in Columbia County.
Couldn't tell you. I don't know much about Georgia.
That restaurant that we ate in that day.
Yeah.
Columbia County.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a pretty good restaurant, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That's pretty good. And it was inexpensive. That was the thing that shocked me.
I agree. I've never seen buffet that cheap.
I don't think I
Especially
have it.
like sushi and stuff where they were hand rolling stuff. You know, you see buffets that usually that cheap when they're just frying it.
That was a lot.
It was good too.
That place.
You left hungry there, it was your own fault.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, I'm gonna call it a night. I think I'm gonna go take me a shower, get into bed early. The kids being out on summer spring break. I guess it's spring and not summer. Spring break, and then going to watch that movie last night. Man, I'm telling you, I feel it as an old man today.
That 20 gauge is coming.
I'm behind on my beauty rest.
20 gauge is coming. I hear it.
I ain't ready to give up on the 12 yet, man. I ain't ready.
I've
been reloading some. I've been reloading some 12, so I got a few years. I need to go through some ammo before
I sent you a good rifle the other day too.
Yeah. My odds wasn't very high on that rifle though.
Yeah.
I want good odds.
Well, that wasn't selling but 80 tickets.
Yeah, but wasn't it $50?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, you know how hard it'd be to get $50 out of my tight wife?
I'm not even gonna
She
give
got
you
all of the. Hey, I went ahead and told her about my plans for this coming March. She was like, well, okay. So I already got it sealed for me March.
Yeah, but you did it. You did it before I could. You forewarned mine before I could.
Maybe she needs to go on a train ride.
This is true.
Tell her just get in the truck. Y'all going down to the train depot. Yeah. But make sure you get on the train with her. You just can't put her on the train and let her leave. You got to get on it with her.
That's true.
And then whenever you get off, go get a romantic lunch. Yeah, we walked around and it was like this chop house restaurant. And when I walked in, I was like, ooh, she was like, what? I said, I guarantee these prices are going to be expensive. I'm like, you want to go somewhere else? She was like, nah, I think we're good today. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad you buying.
Chop house is pretty good.
Too bad it came out of both our accounts.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good. I've had pretty good. They call it a bowl, but it was pretty good. It was steak, and they had pictures of tomahawk steaks on the wall and stuff. Like I've never had a tomahawk steak, and that's why I was talking over with her. I'm like, I really would like to have one, but I don't think I want to come up the money to pay for a tomahawk steak.
They're expensive.
I know, and it's like, what if I'm disappointed? It's kind of like
that money.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, man, I'll just take a regular steak and know what it's going to taste like. I'd hate to pay extra money for tomahawk and be disappointed.
That's true.
But all right, well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate everybody tuning in.
I appreciate you. good week, safe week.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope everybody finishes up a good turkey season, and maybe they'll start gobbling again, because I think our turkeys got laryngitis or something. They didn't quit. They didn't quit gobbling or something. I don't know. It's a very depressing season this year.
It can turn around quick though.
It sure can. It can. It could do that. So that's what we're going out on. We're going on a high note, and maybe one of these afternoons hunts a payoff for me. So, all right. Well, we'll see y'all next week, next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and y'all know how it goes. Here comes a word from our sponsors, and we appreciate you. We'll see y'all. Matthew Knight with Satura Investors out of Charlotte. There's the information. The link to his website is scrolling across the banner down at the bottom, and it's also in the description. Today's episode is about helping business owners and working professionals like you who share a passion for the outdoors, shooting sports, zeroing them in to their long-term financial goals. So if you need any information or contact or any other questions, contact Matthew. Also, go check out Salt Creek Ammo. This triple curl TSS is some of the best TSS I have ever shot. This is for waterfowl edition. It's made full waterfowl. So if you're going to shoot a species that you've been chasing for a long time, don't use no cheap ammo. You pay good money to go on a trip. You got great guns. Don't cheap out on cheap ammunition. This TSS is amazing. It's got number 7s, number 8s, and he has number 9s. So go check out saltcreekammo.com. Here you will find any kind of ammo you're looking for. He has custom loads, TSS in 10 gauge, 12 gauge, 20 gauge, low pressure ammunition. You got predator ammunition, turkey ammunition, anything you're looking for, give Keith a call. Also to the channel, Kicks Industries, most people will know them as Kick Chokes, has came on board, and I have done a bunch of series lately on waterfowl choke tubes, turkey choke tubes, deer choke tubes. So go check out Kick's website for all of the chokes that can fit your guns. Flint Ridge Hauling Service, LLC, has partnered up with the channel. It is your go-to provider for all your hauling needs. They are not just any hauling service. They are an active DOT interstate hotshot hauling provider. Flint Ridge Service, LLC, prides itself in its reliable transportation services. This team ensures that your cargo is delivered safely and on time no matter the distance. Whether you need to transport goods across the county or state line, they have the capacity and the expertise to meet your hauling needs. Equipped with a smooth riding 40-foot air ride equipped trailer and a max hauling capacity of 20,000 pounds, there's no load too big or too small that they can't handle. Look no further than Flint Ridge Hauling Service, LLC.